In March of 2022, I was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. I did not want to take medication all my life because I did not want to deal with all the side effects that medication presents. I prayed to God that He would help me reverse type 2 diabetes, and He did. Throughout my journey, I have come across or I have developed certain principles that have actually helped me up to this point in my journey of reversing diabetes, and that is what I'm going to share with you today. Hi, I'm Miriam, and welcome to Everything Life. There are 6 rules that I abide by that have guided me and that I still abide by, that has guided me and contributed to leading me to this point. Rule number 1, in the morning, when I wake up, within 1 hour of the time that I wake up, I drink apple cider and lemon water. So basically 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar, 2 tablespoons of lime or lemon juice concentrate, or 1 large lime or 1 large lemon. Squeeze it into your apple cider vinegar and then add some water to it. Whatever taste preference is better for you, you include the water up until that. What I normally do is when I take the 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar, I usually use the lime or the lemon, already squeezed lemon. I pour 2 tablespoons in there and I add about 8 ounces of water. Sometimes when I don't want the taste to be so sharp, I include or can pour in 10 or 12 ounces of water. So the water you put in there is actually based on preference. Whatever your preference is, you include the water and then you take it. It can be warm, it can be lukewarm, it can be room temperature. It really doesn't matter. I just use whatever that is available to me at that given point in time, because sometimes it's not always conducive. You're rushing out of the house. You don't really have the time to do it. So many a time for me, it is room temperature water and not necessarily warm water. But if you can use warm water, that would be great too. So that is rule number 1. Lemon water with apple cider vinegar. And then the second thing I did, or I still do, is I eat my carbs very early in the day. So whatever carbs that I want to eat for that day, of course, in controlled proportions, I eat it early in the day. By 3 p.m., I am done eating whatever carbs that I want to eat. Simple carbs, simple sugars. Try and reduce the amount considerably of simple sugars or simple carbs that you do consume. But if at any point in time you have that urge to eat something that contains simple sugars or simple carbs, just make sure that you're eating it earlier on in the day. Latest by 3 p.m., all simple sugars and simple carbs should be consumed. That way your body has enough time to process it, and then you have some time to burn it off and use it for energy and so on and so forth. And so by 3 p.m., all carbs or simple sugars should be consumed. Latest by 6 p.m., I would just be done eating. Try not to eat anything after 6 p.m. That way, what that did for me was it allowed my body to get into a fasted state. So when you do not eat after 6 p.m., your body gets into a fasted state, and it allows your body to have over 12 hours of fasting time period. And that does wonders to your body. Having your body in a fasted state has a myriad of benefits, which I will be discussing in another video. A myriad of benefits that help throughout your journey. So try not to eat after 6 p.m. I would also be sharing benefits of the apple cider vinegar in another video, so do well to stay tuned. The next thing would be, don't starve yourself. Yeah, that is one thing I had to know, or I had to realize not to do. Don't starve yourself. There's a difference between starving yourself and calorie deprivation. Now, calorie deprivation is you eating the right kinds of foods, but with very minimal calories. That way, you're able to stay under 1,200 calories a day, or between 1,000 and 1,200 calories a day. But with calorie deprivation, you are eating all of the right things. You're eating your fiber, you're taking in your protein, you're reducing the amount of carbs that you eat. And so your body does not necessarily get hungry. If you are starving yourself, you are not necessarily practicing calorie deprivation, because I know it's a very controversial topic, but this is something that I have come to realize, and this is something that has helped me a lot in my journey to reverse diabetes and then lose 90 pounds in the process. When you starve yourself, most of the time when you eat simple carbs, you stay hungry because it does not fill you up. When you eat 2 slices of bread with peanut butter, and you say, okay, that is all you're going to eat in the day, or you eat a boiled egg or whatever, that is starvation. You're basically starving yourself to be able to deprive your body of calories. That has helped a lot of people, and I completely get that. And it's great if it is helping anybody out there. It just did not work for me. And the purpose or the reason why I'm sharing all of this is reversing a diagnosis and weight loss is a journey. And many a time people are not successful at it because they do not practice things that are sustainable. So you see a lot of people going through these diets and all that. I have been through that before, where I practiced and went through all these diets. I would go through the diets, lose 10 pounds, 20 pounds, and then gain it all back. I would lose, gain it all back, lose, gain it all back. At some point, when I got the diagnosis of type 2, I realized that I could not keep doing that. I needed something that I could incorporate into my lifestyle that would make life easy for me and that would work for me. And that is how I came about these principles in the first place. I did not starve myself. Throughout my journey, sometimes people are baffled at how much I can eat and still be losing weight in the process, because I was eating, or I still eat when I can, more of the right things. And once you eat more of the right things, you don't have to starve yourself to still be in the running to losing weight and reversing your diagnosis or reversing diabetes like I did. So what I'm trying to say is, don't feast or don't feed yourself with simple carbs and simple sugars and starve yourself. Instead, eat fiber-rich and protein-rich foods so that you stay fuller for longer. Starvation is really not the key. What starvation does is it puts your body in the mode where your body conserves instead of burn. So try not to starve yourself, because in as much as it does help some people, it is not necessarily the healthy way to lose weight. And in order for you to have a healthy lifestyle that would help you in reversing a diagnosis like diabetes and then help you have a healthy weight loss journey, you do not have to starve yourself. The fourth thing is, eat more fiber-rich and protein-rich foods. That is the way to go. That helps you stay fuller for longer. And at the end of the day, you're getting all the nutrition that your body needs. And again, I will be sharing a video on fiber-rich foods that I use to help me reverse diabetes, and protein-rich foods that I take till date that has helped me on my journey and is still helping me on my journey. Next thing will be reduce fried foods. What I ended up doing was I tried eliminating or reducing to the best of my ability foods that were fried. So foods that I would have naturally fried in the past, I ended up baking or grilling. So if I had chicken or turkey or fish or any type of protein that I would naturally fry, instead of frying it in oil, I would bake it in the oven or grill it. Okay, last but not the least, drink lots of water. The amount of water to be consumed by any individual is relative. The amount of water to be consumed depends on how much exercise you get and your body weight. So what I found out in the process is everybody has to consume half of their body weight in ounces. The amount of water that you should consume is half of your body weight in ounces. So hypothetical example, if you weigh 200 pounds, that means that half of your body weight is 100 pounds. If it's 100 pounds, then you have to be drinking 100 ounces of water every day. Now, there are factors that change these numbers a bit, but the rule of thumb is you drink half of your body weight in ounces. That would give you the amount of water that you should take in per day. When you're nursing or breastfeeding, when you're pregnant, those numbers change. Depending on your body weight, I believe that it is between 24 and 32 ounces of water that you would include or that you would add to the amount of water that you need to drink a day. If you're a type who exercises a lot, that means your body is losing water faster. And so you need to drink more water. So it basically depends on different factors involved. But generally speaking, the rule of thumb is drink half of your body weight in ounces. I believe I have covered all 6 rules that I stick by that has helped me reverse type 2 diabetes, and that has gotten me to this point in my journey. The very final thing I would touch on, and I hope I do not get a backlash for this, but find a sport that you love and do it and move with it. Exercise with it, work out with it. The struggle for me was getting up every day with everything else that I had to do, putting in time to work out. I have tried it all. Working out on a treadmill, I have a treadmill at home. And so working out on a treadmill, standing in one place, running the entire time, or I love walking. So I walk a lot. I love dancing, so I dance a lot. But when it came to the workout routines and and all these other exercises that you have to do standing at one place or sitting at one place or lifting your leg in one place, it was very challenging for me because I love to move. I love to express myself. So it was very, very difficult for me. And I'm not saying it is not a good thing. It is a great thing. If you love to work out, if you love to run, God, I wish I loved to run. But if you love to work out, if you love to run, that is awesome. That you have found yours right there. But for me, it did not work for me. So I had to find something that I love doing, like dancing and walking. That is what did it for me. If you ask me to go running, I will run from time to time. Yes, I would run with friends and loved ones and colleagues or whatever be the case when I have to. But on my own, I will not get up and go run. It just was not. It just was not working for me. So I found something that I love to do, a sport that I love to do, and I made it work for me. And that is the message I'm trying to convey, that everybody's journey is different. Everybody's process is different. And so find what works for you and let it work for you. If it is however way you need to incorporate apple cider vinegar and lemon or lime, just get it done. However way you need to be done eating by 3 p.m. or eating your simple carbs by 3 p.m. and eating latest by 6 p.m. Be done eating latest by 6 p.m. Find a way to let it work for you. Any way you need to incorporate eating fiber-rich or protein-rich foods, let it work for you. Whatever be the case, whatever journey you're on, whatever the situation is, let it work for you. When you love doing it and when it's easy and you are able to incorporate it to the point where it's seamless, then you know it has become a lifestyle. Then you know it can be consistent. But when it is difficult, when it is something you have to work at each time, you can do as much as you can. You can try and make it consistent as much as possible, but you will tire out. It will wear you out. And that is where I find a lot of people giving up. Let it work for you. I can't wait to hear your stories about your journey and how, whether you have a diagnosis that you are trying to reverse or whether you have any issues that you're trying to combat, it is doable. I'm a living testimony. It can be done. You just have to find a way to make it work for you. Until next time, be beautiful, be bold, be true, and always be you.